Hello, I'm Jack Criss. Welcome to the latest edition of Greater Jackson Business Beat TV. We are live in Highland Village in the offices of Mojoloco LLC, and we're joined by Mr. Ellison Belt, Robbie Rossi, and Julianne White, social media manager of Mojoloco LLC. And we're going to be talking about a lot of exciting things this local company is doing. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And we are back on Greater Jackson Business Beat TV. And I'm joined with Ellison Belt of Mojoloco LLC. Now, Ellison, you know, you've been in advertising for a long, long time, and people know your name. Mojoloco initially started out as a conventional advertising agency, did it not?
It did. We positioned ourselves at the time as being kind of on the cutting edge, being involved in social media, new media, things like that. The market wasn't quite ready for that, so we had to do some other things in the interim and wait for the market to catch up, which it has at this point.
Well, and what year did you start the business?
Wow, would have been 06. Late 06 is when we started the company.
And I got to ask about the name, Mojoloco LLC. I mean, you hear blues music in your mind or something, but not the typical name for an advertising agency. So tell me about the history.
We did not want the typical name. We wanted something different, catchy that would, that folks would remember. What can I say? Sitting around at my kitchen table 2 in the morning, and that's what we came up with.
The best ideas come about at that time.
Yeah.
All right, so you start off, and you are a fairly conventional advertising agency. You do the media buys, the placements, that kind of thing. But you are no longer just an advertising agency. Tell us about the evolution of Mojoloco LLC and where you are now.
Yeah, well, we always, even though we were doing some traditional work, all along the way, we kept trying to push the envelope, push further and further into the new media, new types of media, new types of advertising tactics. As time went on, we were having more and more success doing that. And so as of this year, 2010, we basically did away with everything but new media. And we tout ourselves today as being strictly a social media consultancy.
So is that the future of advertising? Is it all social media? I mean, and I'm in publishing, so it pains me to say
so you're worried at this point
that we may move away from print, but are we at that point yet?
I don't think so, and I don't think that it will ever be, all of advertising. You see what I'm saying? I think that there, other things will always have a place. People, still like to touch and feel the paper and see things on the screen. Social media really is nothing more than a new way to do something that we've been doing since the Stone Age, which is talk to other people. It's networking, it's word of mouth, it's Rotary Club. That's really all it is. It's just a new way of doing it.
Now, are you dealing with companies and businesses trying to do their own advertising and promotion and social media in-house?
Yeah.
Are you having to sell yourself more than you did, say, 3 or 4 years ago?
We really are not having to sell ourselves anymore. What we've kind of stumbled upon, really, and I say stumbled upon, and that really was kind of the case. We were dealing with companies who were trying to move into social media, who were managing their own Facebook, pages, and trying to do these different kinds of promotions, but weren't having any success with it. And so what we did at that point was say, why don't we, step into that gap and offer these companies an opportunity to have someone create and manage the content, to kind of adhere to the best practices. We provide the training, we provide the payroll. So it gives, through the social media manager position that we've created this year, that's the opportunity. It's a chance for these companies to move into those waters slowly and gently without having to manage and bear the full brunt of the risk. And find a template that works.
All right, I've got a business, I've heard about you, and I come to you and I ask, all right, what can you do for me? I've got a Facebook page, I've got a website, what can Mojoloco LLC do for me? So this is kind of an opportunity for you to pitch what you got, Ellison.
Well, what we really do, and the whole point of Facebook is for you as a business owner, the ideal scenario is for you not to ever have to weigh in on your Facebook page at all. The ideal scenario is for your customers to be talking to each other, talking to you, providing feedback, and maybe once or twice a month, you just kind of weigh in and say thank you.
We're joined now with Robbie Rossi of Mojoloco LLC. And Robbie, I talked to a lot of people on the show about the economy and what we're going through.
Right.
And naturally, and this is bad for both of us, but a lot of times the first thing that is cut is the advertising budget. Now, has that affected Mojoloco at all?
In some ways, I think it's affected all businesses. Budgets are lower than they've ever been. However, because Mojoloco has migrated itself into the social media business, it's more cost effective. You get more bang for your buck. So we try to take what advertising dollars are left and use them more efficiently and effectively.
Well, and don't you think now really is the time to be advertising more? I mean,
absolutely.
If your competitors are cutting back,
Now's
you
the
should be
time.
out there, putting your name
Absolutely.
forward.
You get more out of your advertising dollar at times like this. Unfortunately, some people just don't see that until they start to notice that the door's not opening and the product is not moving the shelf, leaving the shelf.
Well, you know, the thing about social media, though, is a lot of people are doing it, and there's
Right.
so much out there. I mean, there's so many
Yes.
messages.
Yes.
What do you tell clients? How do they need to differentiate or distinguish themselves?
We suggest to our clients very strongly not to broadcast. Don't start your Facebook page and just start talking, broadcasting all day long. Let your fans, followers, likes, whatever they are this week, come to you and start a conversation about you. This is all about word of mouth. And the customers probably, if they're fans of yours, they already kind of know what you do or they're interested in what you do. And there's a time and a place for that to be introduced, but for a company or a business or even a person to be posting all day long, it will turn people off and turn people away. So that's how we try to get creative.
Promotions, that kind of thing, giveaways?
Promotions. What we try to do with the social media manager position is, and what we've done with these people is we've looked for individuals with broadcasting backgrounds, with journalism backgrounds. So what we do is basically place a person in a business to be like a roving reporter, to see the public interest, little things that the business owner, because they're so busy, wouldn't even think about, but to find those little stories, those little experiences. We interview customers, we interview the people who started the business. Why did you do this? So that we want to give a business a personality, because social media is all about relationships and business is all about relationships.
And this is Julianne White. She's the new social media manager here at Mojoloco LLC. And first of all, Julianne, what is a social media manager? That sounds really important.
It is.
Is it as impressive as it sounds?
It is. Well, my job in a nutshell is pretty much to create and manage social media content. So that can include an email newsletter or a blog, and then networks like Facebook and Twitter, and whatever else it may be that they need with their website. And ultimately, we want to create a positive word of mouth through all of those networks and blogs. And so that's my job, is to work with all my different clients and do their social network and all of that.
So you do the actual writing?
Yes, I do.
So you're like a conduit. I mean, and that's got to be pretty important, because if you say the wrong thing,
Yeah.
you know, it could hurt the business. So in order not to do that, I take it you meet with clients and are with them.
Yeah, I
frequently.
meet with them once a week, and by doing that, we get to talk with, I talk to them, they talk to me, we get to know each other, and by doing that, I kind of get a feel for what their personality is, and they get a feel of my personality, so it really helps being able to meet with them face to face, and then either working there or working here at the office, getting to write about what they want to promote or what event they have coming up or whatever it may be.
So you immerse yourself in their business. Do you go in with a list of questions and kind of get a feel, or do you trail them for a day or two, or how does that
I definitely
work?
have done research on the clients, but I don't go in with a list of questions. I kind of just roll with the punches.
Like we do here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it works out well. I mean, they might have questions for me too, other way around. So it works well.
Well, the real important question is, how do you put up with Robbie and Ellison?
That's a great question. It's been an interesting week. It's been fun though. It's a great office to work in.
And in our next segment, we go to Jackson to talk with Edward St. Pé about a very exciting film festival coming up in downtown Jackson in October. Stay with us.